Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. I've got so many feeds running right now. Multi-streaming to the universe. Can you hear me okay? I've turned my microphone down a little bit earlier. I'll just turn my headphones up. Big shout out to Gary Littlemore on X. Great to see you on X. As you know, Way of the Exploding Show ordinarily goes out to... Well, it goes out to the Twitterverse, YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, and I've done it on TikTok as well, although that's not included on my Sunday night streams. And normally it goes out on a Sunday, but that's not the case right now. Instead, I'm just going out on a Saturday. It's Easter Saturday because we've got stuff happening, family business on Sunday. So we're going with the Saturday instead. How you doing? Great to see you. I'm just going to dive over to my feed for Instagram and say hello to Shandy, Mad Macca, D Boots, Philly Graham, John Bentley. Is that the John Bentley? Good grief. Great to see you, John. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing John Bentley's in the house. Superstar. I believe I'm going to be seeing you on the 8th of April, John. I look forward to that. Gary Westcott, hello from Manchester. Can you get vinyl players that work with Alexa? If so, do you know any good ones? Vinyl players. Vinyl players that work with Alexa. What a brilliant concept that is. I can't even imagine what functionality you would have. What would it be? A record player that you would... What would you do? I mean, you'd put the record on and then maybe you'd decide you didn't want to listen to the vinyl anymore and ask the record player if it would play you an MP3 or tell you the news or something. Let me know, Gary Westcott, what that might do. You confused me. Parusi... Little Chris or Lil Chris 666. Great to see you. Let me just check some other feeds. Supersonic Jim, how you doing? Coming at me from Twitchland. Fat Boy Sim, yo, back at you. Evening, folks. I may be slightly drunk, so excuse any spelling mistakes tonight. Bruce 93. Well, you have excelled yourself this week, Bruce. This show, believe it or not, has a rather cool Discord channel that we run, and Bruce93 is one of the most vocal users of that platform. You should definitely check out the Discord. Can someone put it in Discord? That would be great if you can get the Discord link into the chat. It's a bit difficult for me to do it right now. I'll put it into Instagram later on because I've got a stream aggregator here. I've got Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and X all running concurrently, and I aggregate, I pull together all those feeds from all the different chat portions of those platforms, which is great. It's easy to read, but it's not so easy to talk to them all at the same time. So if someone knows the Discord, get onto the Discord, because Bruce93 has provided me with one of my news items this week, and that's by virtue of having this great community where we can talk about retro stuff, anything south of the noughties. That's what we talk about on Where the Exploding Show. Hello Plixie, how you doing, buddy? Plixie, nice to see you, bro. I do see you coming up on Twitch. It's nice to see that you're streaming again. I saw you doing some Fortnite duo stuff last night. Was that right? Good to see you, my man. Okay, so let's get this show started. Should we just start this show? Let's get it started as we mean to carry on. Welcome to Way of the Exploding Show, ladies and gentlemen. The pop culture explosion that normally happens on a Sunday, but for some reason we're doing it on a Saturday this week because of Easter getting in the way. Family stuff, got to look after the fam. Hello to Philly Graham, D Boots. I'm Carther. Hi, back at you. Parusi, DivMC 1988, Beer Boy, Jestwood, Gary Westcott, Shandy. Lots of beer-related names. Cinchworks. Hey, Cinchworks. Great to see you. That is one expensive light over there. This is what Cinchworks make, the Cinch bikes. I thought I'd put the headlight on today because it looks cool, doesn't it? It's lighting up the keyboards, look. Look at that beauty. Can you see it? I'm not sure that it's as visible on Instagram as on the rest of the platforms that I'm covering in this multicast tonight. Because I orientate all my visuals now, you'll see during the quiz that they're going to run at 9:30, all of the quiz images and so on and so forth, and my news stories, which we're about to get to, vertically in the center of my feed. And that's so that the Instagram peeps and other people that want to look at this show in a vertical format can do so. And I'm not sure if the bike can be clearly seen in that format, but everyone else can see it. So hello to Cinchworks. Great to see you. Baz Kane, how you doing? Great to see you, Barry. Boom back indeed, my friend. Are you working on that track for me? Yeah. So Mr. Barry Kane is a really good friend of mine. Well, my best mate from school. And he's also a brilliant musician. Maybe this is the time when I show you who the sponsor of this show is, because it'll make sense right now. So this show is sponsored by a movie project that I'm involved with. It's called Control AI Delete, as you can see from the poster. And what we're trying to do is raise awareness about the movie and go to Kickstarter in the summer. So the movie is all about a rogue AI, a global rollout of an artificial intelligence that goes wrong, and it sends the Western world back into the Dark Ages. So there's no Terminators and lasers and, anything too crazy. Just nothing works. Everything stops working as a result of the AI rollout. And at the same time, a handy band of gamers and geeks who are into retro gaming are getting ready for their annual Retro Gaming Expo. And that's where they are when the rollout happens, surrounded, of course, by not just arcade machines, but 1980s and 90s computer hardware, which they might just think about using as a means of fighting back against the AI. So it's effectively an 80s hacker comedy, all right? Kind of Shaun of the Dead meets War Games. There you go. I reckon that's about it. Is that it, guys in chat? Is that a good summation of the project? So many of the guys in chat have been following this project. We've got our show reel almost ready, the kind of pitch movie. We've got music being created, curated by Utah Saints. And the reason I remember to do that is because Baz Kane, who's in chat on Instagram, is hopefully, fingers crossed, going to do some tunes for us. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? My wife's name is Shelley, and my name is Andy. Shandy, says Shandy T7174. Thank you for telling me that. Galv, how you doing, bro? Yeah, Cinchworks are superb bikes. Back at you, Barry. Nice to see you, bro. Mark Broadhead Photo and Kevin Poolman Photography. Kevin Poolman Photography. Poolman Photography. I only do photographs of men in swimming pools. I am Kevin of Poolman Photography. Great to see you. The Spears 5, 73. Ken 0, Jewel Boy. There's so many of you. Grassamaniacs in the house. Hack the Planet, says Bruce 93. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Really, really good to see you. So should we get on with the news, folks? Let's get some news in the house. It's a little bit of time right now we set aside to talk about what's been happening in kind of retro-related news. So that's not specifically stuff from the 80s and 90s, but stuff that relates to that era. Anything south of the noughties is how I like to say it. I've got a really nice t-shirt story for you now. Care of Bruce93. Thank you, Bruce. Turn the music down a little bit. Get a new tune on, actually. Just checking my T's over there. It's fine. Okay, as you can see, this fine t-shirt has become available. Let me just bring up a mini image of it so I can actually talk to you now. I'll bring up the t-shirt story. This is from a website called Jim Will Paint It. So I think this is a guy who does cool t-shirts. I've been looking at his blog, which is jimmel.co.uk. Be careful how you search for that. jimmel.co.uk. And it features this one, of course, Roland Browning from Grange Hill. He made his debut in 1982, coincidentally the only year that the Roland Corporation was manufacturing all three of their magical machines in this pitch at the same time. He's talking about the SH-101, which, weirdly enough, I happen to have here in the studio. He's made a t-shirt, all right, with Roland from Grange Hill, holding, it looks like an 808, a TR-808 Roland drum machine, which I also used to own. Is that a 303 in his pocket, in his Adidas bag? He's got an SH-101 slung around his shoulder, and that's Roland Rat on his other shoulder. I'll just say that, as many of you might know from my previous shows, because I've been streaming almost continually since lockdown, so well over 3 years, in another show that I used to do with the amazing Trista Bites. Shout out to Trista Bites in the house. Love you, Trista. And in my previous shows, I talked about Roland Rat because Roland Rat, believe it or not, his originator was a really good friend of mine. And I'll just say, Jim will paint it if you're watching this by any chance. He's quite a litigious chap, so hopefully you got the rights for that image of Roland Rat. But nevertheless, it's a great t-shirt. I absolutely love it. Why this era was so rich with iconic Rolands is anyone's guess, but it's something I felt worth acknowledging in paint form. So it is a collection of Rolands from 1982. It doesn't get more surreal than that. From the Yamaha PSS 380 I first played as a toddler, trying to emulate my dad's Jean-Michel Jarre records, he says here, to the Korg X3 I had as a teenager, and all the classic Rolands I spent my 20s raving to. Synths have always been my first love. Me too, Jimmel. Me too. And like Roland Browning, I was bullied at school. That's not so cool. But I always had electronic music as an escape. For that, the reason this piece is very special to me. I love it. It's an amazing t-shirt. It's available on jimmel.co.uk. J-I-M-L-L, no apostrophe, .co.uk. Bloke's an absolute nutter. He's got a great eye. He's really funny, and I absolutely love it. I give you a round of applause for that. And thanks to Bruce93 for possibly the most random news item we've had on the show. Absolutely marvellous, marvellous. But this next one, though, is pretty random. It's news of... Oh, God, I can't get rid of the goddamn t-shirt. It's news of a cartridge that plays itself. Let me explain. I'll just put some meat on the bone. Got this from one of my favourite websites for retro-related news, Retro Dodo. Big shout-out to the team. And this is all about a modder who's created a Nintendo NES cartridge that is actually also a console. So, in effect, what he's saying is it plays itself. What the chap that wrote this article is saying about this guy, James Channel. Have I got that right? I'll come back to that in a minute. The guy who did this mod is called James, but there is a journalist on Retro Dodo whose name I'm getting confused about, and I wanted to give him a big shout out. It's Seb Santa Barbara. Okay, Seb Santa Barbara, writing for Retro Dodo, said of this guy James's hack, his mod, that sometimes I wake up and find retro gaming news that makes me scratch my head. Yeah, it's a bit like the retro gaming community are trying to confuse me. If you want to look for a world of creativity and ingenuity, you don't need to look to the fantasy writers of tomorrow anymore, because the modders have got some of the most fantastical minds out there. I think he's talking about this as a kind of Inception idea, you know, a cartridge that plays its own cartridge or something like that. Effectively, in simple terms, what the guy's done is he's got one of these mini NES emulators. He's taken the guts out of it. He's whacked it into a cartridge. Then he's got the same cartridge and plugged it into the other cartridge, having kind of hacksawed a hole for it. Whatever. It's absolutely ingenious. I love it. I've probably not done a very good job of explaining it to you. There is a video on retrododo.com, and you'll find the story, which is all about the build, which I think was made by a guy called James. I reckon we've covered it. Are we there? I think we're there. Marvellous stuff. So that is the news out of the way. Thank you so much. How have you been then? What's been going on this Easter weekend, or the run-up to it? Bruce93 just telling us that Jim is a great artist. I have the Dad's Army of Darkness shirt, which isn't as great as a Roland synth. Roland, really, you should say it, shouldn't you? What else is going on in Instagram land? Let's just see what people have been saying in chat. I have to move through these different chat formats. Hi, Baz. I'm glad you're enjoying it, bro. Andreas Zelea has just joined. Matthew Musicatrago. Is that right? Ben Bradley. Joshy Button. Hi, Joshy. The amazing Mr. Peanut Head has joined. What about Zamo On a piano, says Cinch Works. That's a very, very good point. Poor Zamo, eh? Wow. Yeah, that was some heavy headlines when it was Zamo and his drug use. Do you remember? So good, wasn't it? Just Say No. Yeah. Ben Trussell. Miss JJ Sunshine Kerr. Absolutely tons of you. Ollie Howe, how you doing, Ollie? Well, of course, for you, my friend. Ollie Howe, amazing artist, ladies and gentlemen. Look him up, OLLYHOWE. Ollie Howe is a great artist. He makes, well, it's kind of street art meets fine art. I really like it. There's a lot of gold in there. There's a lot of lovely paint drips and tags and assets and just kind of stressed visuals, and then these beautiful faces looking absolutely stunning with lots of kind of flowers and all kinds of vegetation and stuff. It's really interesting. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. Look up Ollie Howe, super cool. Most recently exhibited in the window of Fortnum and Mason. And as a Nuki artist, well, you don't get much better than that, does it? Anyway, I saw him in the supermarket looking for Easter eggs this evening. There you go. Splendid to see you all, says John Bentley. I look forward to seeing you for real again on April the 8th. John Bentley in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Legend. Me too, my friend. Who'd have thunk it? There's Marnie Bradbury joining us with a fantastic profile picture. That's my amazing daughter. She designed her own profile picture, which is rather cool, isn't it? Good stuff. Right, I think we're kind of there, really. And one of the things that we are doing in this stream, which I was desperate to get out before the Easter week, which is just for various reasons a very, very busy one for me, hence the show's a day early. And by the way, there's no show next Sunday, so that you know, there's no show next Sunday, but I was just desperate not to miss 2 shows in a row. Very rare that I miss any shows at all. But I wanted to get this one out because, as you know, if you're a regular viewer, we've been having some issues with the stream breaking up. So we get, down towards the end of the stream and it just cuts off. And I spent, a whole day on customer service with the people that provide the streaming software that I use. It's called Streamlabs Ultra if you're interested. It provides the ability for me to take all this content in, the music, the video, the quiz assets, the images that I put on screen, and then throw it up as one source, and then it gets distributed in the cloud to multiple platforms: Twitch, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, what else? I forget, loads of them. And I think it was all getting clogged in a pipe somewhere in cyberspace. Anyway, I think I've now resolved the issue. This is wood. That's definitely wood. And so this is a test stream to make sure that the stream works. All right. I didn't want to just leave a space for 2 weeks, and I didn't want to not test the stream out. So it all seems to be working. Let's look at chat. Dos Gamer Man, how you doing, bro? I went to see a band, says Bruce, called Tragedy on Thursday night. Oh, hang on, were they called Tragedy on Thursday night, or did you see a band called Tragedy on Thursday night? They're a metal tribute to the Bee Gees. Good God, that's such a cool idea. Wouldn't want a Weather Girls Slayer. Who wouldn't want a Weather Girls Slayer mashup? Yeah, I want that. I love it. Thank you, Bruce, for the positive encouragement. Been playing a lot of Zaxxon, says Ponder. Zaxxon's a great game. One of those kind of, what are they called? What's the name of that genre of game? Kind of isometric, isn't it? Isometric platformer. Isn't that what it's called? Doing a high score challenge. Never got into it before, but clicked yesterday. Now it's real fun. That sounds cool, Ponder. What's that website called where you can register high scores on games? Does anyone know? It's legendary. My mate Luke, MR3 Nut 123, MR2 Nut 123 is his tag on Twitch. He's got a world record, hasn't he? And I forget what it's for. He recently did it at Arcade Club in Leeds, and I think the game is, it's not Donkey Kong because he's a great Donkey Kong player. Is it Time Crisis? I think it might be. What's the name of that website? Do you have a look in Twin Galaxies? There you go. Twin Galaxies. Are you going for Twin Galaxies, Ponder? Is that what you're up to? Let me know, bro. So, DOS Gamer, man giving us all really good advice. Don't forget the clocks go forward tonight, so there is 1 hour less rain. I love it. Thank you so much. No, he's not going for it on Zaxxon, says Ponder PRG. They're too good at it. Let's see. Who else is in the house? Louis Gaga Drag Queen. Hi, Louis. How you doing? Great to see you. Great profile pic. Ian's Bits joined us. Cinchworks. We met Colin Furze today at the Everything Electric show at the Excel Centre. I would have liked it. I would have liked it. He would have liked it. Do you think? Yeah. Colin Furze. He's great. He's brilliant. Like a kind of young John Bentley, if John's still in the house. Heathcote Pursuit. Craig Boy 12. Sides Idle. Sal B. Poucher. B. Poucher. It works. Have you seen Back to the Future the musical yet? Yes, I have, B. Poucher. I have seen it. It's incredible, isn't it? When that car comes out over the audience and you're looking, this is Back to the Future the musical on the Strand in London, and you're looking at this DeLorean above you as you're sat in a West End theatre thinking, how's it do that? It's incredible. Isn't Doc good? I mean, the cast are great, but Doc particularly good. Don't spoil it, says B. Poucher. Oh, was I not meant to say that? It's like Mousetrap, is it? Am I supposed to call it the Scottish play or something? Brilliant stuff. Right, okay, we're just going to check back on chat and then I reckon we'll roll things on. Evening all, late to the party, says Jam Cooper. But it's an early party, right? Well, it's a day early, so you're definitely excused, my friend. Great to see you. I saw that you were streaming yesterday or the day before, and I couldn't get to it because I was driving. It came up as an update on my Apple CarPlay thing, whatever. But I can't even use audio from Twitch on my CarPlay, which is annoying. Because I can't see that audio is any more distracting than radio. It frustrates me a bit. I think CarPlay and the Android equivalent could make it so that you can utilize YouTube and Twitch and so on in a non-visual way. Don't you think that would make sense in the way that you can Spotify? I mean, let's face it, Spotify's got lots of visual content, isn't it? Lots of the tracks have music videos. There's lots of podcasts that are video podcasts on Spotify. And still they work. The Spotify app works, but it just chooses not to show you the visuals. Why can't... I mean, most of the time, I would say the YouTube content that I consume nowadays, I listen to it mainly because I get really bad eyes when I'm looking at my tiny phone. And I normally use my YouTube account to transition between, you know, like to go do my 10,000 steps or to get across London or go for a walk out on the beaches and that. And I like to listen to podcasts. But they're all video podcasts because they're on YouTube. So why can't you have it in car? Why do they treat us like kids? Why are Apple and Android treating us like mom and dad or Google? And not understanding that we're quite capable of selecting a track based on a still picture, a video rather. And we don't expect the video to come up because we don't want to kill people in our car. There's an idea. There's today's startup idea. Can it be done? Maybe there's a way of doing it and I don't know. And I'm just blithering on about nothing. I can watch full bore, Twitch and YouTube in my car if I'm parked. That is, says Jem Cooper. Bless you. Another time, you're more than welcome. Oh, yeah. Can you? What have you got? Like a Tesla or something? I wonder if they're doing it. I've just got the standard Apple Play, which I think is great. But I just wish I could listen to all of the YouTube content that I need. Because I end up pulling over and then forming a playlist on YouTube and then pressing play and then just getting the audio feed through manually. But that's not right, is it? You should be able to do it. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here for Way of the Exploding Show, ladies and gentlemen, which normally goes out 9 p.m. on a Sunday on Twitch, YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. Have I missed anyone? I do it sometimes on TikTok in the week. Yeah, I thought it was a Tesla, Jam Cooper. Check you out, man, with your swanky car, eh? Yeah, and each week we do news, which you've already done, and we also do a quiz. It's quiz time, ladies and gents. Yeah. Quiz time is here. 5 minutes early, but, you know, it's not to be worried about. And so the reason that we're doing it on a Saturday is because I'm trying to test out whether this stream is working. And I think by virtue of the chat that it is working. Instagram apparently seems to pause every now and again for a second. Might just be me though. Probably not. It probably does. James T just joined. James, Mr. Clark, Cookie Jar Dude, 80. What car do I drive, Cinchworks? I drive 2 cars. I've got a little electric car that we use for doing the school run, which is a Renault. It's like a roller skate with an electric engine, nothing posh. And I've got a T5 VW. In fact, I think you've seen it, because didn't you come down? You came down. It depends which one of Cinchworks' family this is. But yeah, I've got a beautiful T5. I love it. California. Yeah, it's the factory-fitted camper van. It's got an electric roof that goes up with a double bed in it. I've got another double bed when you drop the seats down. Fully fitted kitchen, wardrobe. I've got a fridge. I've got a safe. I've got cupboards, cutlery drawers. I've got him and hers, what do they call them? Captain's chairs. They spin around. Mate, awning. Hey, come on. Come on. Bring on the summer. Let's drive. Let's go camping. I love it. Let's go dogging. Come on, it's summer. Yeah, that's what I've got. Stuart Hamilton, Audrey Mains, put off by the image of me dogging. Okay. Brilliant. Right, so it's quiz time. Let's get some tunes on. In fact, why don't we play the old playlist, my tunes that I created for a previous show that I used to do with the amazing Trista Bytes, who I've already given a shout out to, but, you know, let's give her another one. If you're out there, Trista, love you. So these are tunes that I created myself based on existing 80s and 90s tunes. So they're remixes. But I created them from scratch using synthesizers and Ableton. I'll give you a clue about this one. One of their albums was called Dare. Yeah, see if you can guess who's behind these tunes. Right, let me just get the quiz together. I'm chatting away. Right, the quiz is quite simple. I'm going to put the questions up on screen, and then you can answer in whatever chat platform you're using, whether you're on X or YouTube or Insta or whatever. I don't want you to say 1, 2, 3 or 4 or A, B, C or D. I want you to write the as full as you can the answer. And don't embellish. It's very, very important that you don't make a big song and dance about how you know for sure that this is the answer and this is why, because then that'll give the answer to other people. Just give me the answer clean. Then we'll go through all 10 questions. We'll get to the 10th question. Then we'll spin around. We'll go back to the first one and we'll reveal the answers. And we'll have a race to see if anyone can get 10 out of 10 or if anyone can get close to 10 out of 10. There we go. There's the volume. Okay, right. First question, here we go, folks. Here we go. Today's another day to find you. Shine away. Name the song. Is that a lyric from Never Gonna Give You Up, Take On Me, The Look of Love, or Living on a Prayer? Where do you think that comes from? And again, don't embellish, because sometimes I'm going to ask another question about that same topic after that question. And if you've been discussing it in chat, you'll give the answer not just to the first one, but the second one as well. And you're only hurting yourself, as my parents used to say. I don't think they did used to say that. Actually, yes. And Gareth Ross UK on YouTube quite rightly says, nice to see you, Gareth, don't Google. No Googling allowed. No GPTing here, please. Just use the old grey matter. Nice simple answer. Just like Bruce93. Well done. Ponder. Gareth Ross. Just pop it into chat. Johnny. Yeah, Jan Cooper. Imagine if Tesla did a really cool camper van. Can you imagine how cool that would be? Like a Cybertruck of vans. Oh, I would love that. Okay, there we go. That's long enough for question number 1. Well done. I can see Instagram are answering as quick as they can. Hi, pink-haired gamer. You definitely have got pink hair. Shop Frontery is there. Fathornet 51, Matt Peters, Stuart Hamilton, Audrey Mains. So many of you popping in. Lovely to see y'all. Grant 78, Supercars, MSW. How you doing? Good to see you. I like your content. Question number 2. Here we go. In tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz, it's all about 80s, 90s pop culture. It doesn't really work there, does it, with the question behind it? There we go. Yeah, anything south of the noughties, that's what we're questioning you on now. And here is the shape of question number 2. Turn the music down a bit. Who said, yeah, man, but it's a dry heat? Immortal. Was it Hudson? Was it John McClane? Don't discuss in chat. Was it Alex Foley? Or was it Ferris Bueller? It's really easy to kind of want, understandably, naturally, to share your knowledge or your enthusiasm of the answer to the question. But it doesn't, yeah, I suppose it does ruin it for everyone else because it means that they can get it. And most people want to test themselves. Thank you, Gareth Ross. Ponder, all in chat, coming up with answers to this. Who said, yeah, man, but it's a dry heat? Oh, for me, that's got to be one of the best lines from any movie. I just think it's so subtle. It's so ironic. It's so... and in the setting where it's said, it's really unexpected script writing. Said by an absolute legend of an actor as well. Okay. Hi, Steve Stevens. Good to see you. Bobby Salmon. How do you answer? I'm sorry, Cinchworks. You write it in chat. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning. If I didn't, then shame on me. You put the answer to the quiz in chat, and you just leave it there. And then we come back, and it's a kind of, it's like an honesty quiz, like an honesty bar quiz. And when we go back after the 10th question, we go back to the beginning, we go through, and you just write what you're getting out of 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2, 3 out of 4, whatever you got, and you just feel great. That's how it works. Instantly Dunk joined. Nice to see you. Okay, that's question number 2. Look, here's question number 1 again, just in case you missed it, Cinch. Today's another day to find you, shine away. Was it never going to give you up? Take on me, the look of love, or living on a prayer? That was question number 1. So there you go. Right, question number 3. Here we are, back on track. 1999 Sega Dreamcast game developed by Sega featuring a character named Ryu Hazuki. Am I describing Shenmue or Shenmue, Soul Calibur, Jet Set Radio, or Sonic Adventure? That's question number 3 in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz. Let's just see if I've got any tea left. I don't think I have. No tea left. Okay. What time are we on? We're doing well. Hey, Touchwood. So far, so good. We're not we're not stopping. The stream is solid. Actually, I might use those congas in the next question. Let's have a look. There you go. You've done your answers. Well done, kids. Question number 4. Right, here we go. Can you name the game this iconic music is from? Let's have a listen to that music. See if it works. Let's get the gong. Let's play the congas. Let's do it. Listen to the music. Manic Miner. Hang on. Outrun. Or Space Harrier. Okay, enough said. Should probably stop drumming now. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, it's so loud. Oh God, that was incredibly loud. Oh, thank you so much. I feel good. I feel like I've had a workout now. Marvellous stuff. Damn, that was exhausting. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Can you name the game that is the iconic music that we just played? Manic Miner, hang on. Outrun or Space Harrier. There we go. Question number 4. Ah, Jesus, I'm absolutely exhausted. Thank you for all your answers. Grassomaniac, dancing in chat, love that. Love it, love it, love it. Looking down into Instagram. If you just arrived, you're thinking, Jesus, what is this? Need more congas on a track. Love it, says Baz. Dude, if you ever need congas, bro, I am there for you, my friend. Yeah, what was in that tea? And TC Ski 75 just joined, as did Sam Hart Media. Hi, Sam. Good to see you, bro. Okay, right, let's go. Question number 5 next up. Just do that. Boom, baby. Question number 5. Can you name the title of the aforementioned game music? So the music that we were just playing, what is the name of it? Is it the Sound Bath Blues? Were you just listening to Magical Sound Shower? Was that A Sound of Summer? Or was it called Driving No Hiding? Remember, in case you knew, don't embellish. Don't tell everyone how enthusiastic you are about that because this and it's definitely that. It's so obvious because that will ruin it for everyone, and it will mean that you don't get as good a chance as you need to win and get a great score. Yeah, Rajash, good stuff. But again, we need to just keep to the answers at this stage of the show. But I do love your enthusiasm. As I also love that Long Wan has just joined us. Mo Patel, 2005. Stu Hutton and Akhilesh. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, dude. You're most welcome. In fact, to everyone right now, I should just say a huge welcome to Way of the Exploding Show, which normally goes out on a Sunday at 9 p.m. on a multitude of platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, or X, it goes out on all those platforms, and sometimes TikTok, and maybe in the future I'll be able to roll TikTok into the Sunday mix. But we're going out early because I've got so much going on at Easter, family stuff, so there we go. Right, so you've put your answer to question number 5, so now we've got a question number 6. In the original Double Dragon, one of my favourite arcade games of all time, the original of which was released in 1987, that felt late, it felt earlier than that. What are the names of the two main brothers? What are the names of the two main brothers? Matt and Mike, or Mike and Matt, Billy and Jimmy, Bob and Bill, Max and Axel. So in the first stage of that game, when you come out of what is it? A nightclub or something, or a garage or something, and then a lady is kidnapped, and you're set off on this narrative fighting adventure to try and find her. What are you called? Mike and Matt, Billy and Jimmy, Bob and Bill, Max and Axel. Okay, that's question number 6. Question number 7 coming at you. In the 1980 movie, The Empire Strikes Back, what is the name of the ice planet where the Rebel Alliance sets up a base? This is tricky. It is tricky because, in a way, the more you know, sometimes the more confusing it can be. Is it Alderaan or Alderaan? Is it Endor, Tatooine, or Hoth? Which of those sounds like what you remember as the ice planet from The Empire Strikes Back. Well, it's not tricky for you, Rorschach, because you have an ink-changing face. But for most normal people, you are one of the Watchmen. You have superpowers, but most of us don't, and I get confused by things like that. If it's easy, take it, my friend, and run with it. Let me just go over to Insta. Got to go. Cinchworks, we should come and see you with some bike upgrades. Oh, would love that. Love that. There's the bike. Don't want to knock over my drums. To which they are referring. The Cinch, ladies and gentlemen. Love that bike. It's one of my absolute pride and joys. Beautiful work. I use it all the time. Bomb around on it, looking cool as. Okay, thanks guys. Great to see you, Cinchworks. Great to see you, Jake Davidson, Osborne 1018. Helena Fortune. I know you can't really see the bike. I'm looking on Instagram. I just realised you can't really see it. I do apologise, but no worries. Lauren Marr, Mark Antley. Hi Mark, how you doing, brother? Laura, Chris Pearson, Global. CPG Chris Pearson Global. Great to see you, bro. Hi Wergus, how you doing, bro? Okay, so there we go. Question number 7 is done, and we go to question number 8 now in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. Put on a little bit of, put on a little makeup. Make sure they get your good side. Good side. Name the song associated with those lyrics. Is that from the awesome Rock the Casbah, which I absolutely loved? Let's Dance, Mr. Bowie. Goody Two Shoes, Adam and the Ants. Or You Spin Me Round, Right Round, I think is the actual full title. Which of those 4 absolute stonkers from the 80s do those lyrics relate to? Go for it. Whack it in there. Make yourselves champs. I was doing my radio show. What day is it today? Saturday. I was doing my Street Sounds radio show yesterday, which I do every Friday now, between 1 and 4 p.m. The Street Sounds Time Machine. It's really cool. I've got a really nice trailer as well, like a promo, where one of the station DJs has got a great voice called Chaz, and he did a whole you're listening to the Street Sounds Time Machine with Jason Bradbury, and then out goes this. I've done a whole series of sound effects, many of which I actually recorded from inside my DeLorean, and I'm not joking with you. I was messing with the time circuit, boop, beep, boop, boop, and I listening to the various elements fire up, and that I made a great promo out of it. So that's good. So I've been doing that for about 5 weeks now. I used to do one-offs on Street Sounds Radio. You should check it out, guys. Street Sounds Radio. You just look him up on the App Store, whatever your App Store is, Android or iOS, and download the app. Ever so good. I was actually listening to them this evening, actually, the Saturday dance show, while I was setting up tonight. Ponder saying he's guessed some of the answers tonight. All right, question number 8. Well done. Just checking the Insta on it. Good, lads. Well done, ladies and gentlemen, on Insta. Okay, we're going to go to a quick... is that going to work? There we go, yeah. It's a visual round, ladies and gentlemen. Name the movie that this little slice of movie poster belongs to. Is this a slice of the poster for The Risky Business? I think that was no, just Risky Business. Sorry, not the. That was Tom Cruise, wasn't it? Smokey and the Bandit. The Cannonball Run, or is it from Back to the Future? Which one of those 4 sterling movies from the 80s does that poster come from? It's a section of the poster. Sometimes I pixelate images. Sometimes I use Photoshop, and I grab the the subject, the human element, and I pull it out and replace the background using some jiggery pokery. using some of the AI functionality now built into Photoshop. Adobe are doing crazy things with AI, folks. I'm just saying. Nuts. I was working with Logitech on Wednesday this week in London, launching a brand new camera for them. I'll show you actually, which has some built-in AI functionality that enables it to balance the image and make the image better. It's very, very cool. I'll just show you it. Not got it. Don't know where it is. I can't find it. What's going on? Brand new camera, the MX Brio. Really, really cool, actually. And anyway, Adobe were there and they were telling us all about their new steps in AI and what they're up to. And some of the stuff they're doing is just amazing, about sort of context-aware editing of photos and experiments in video, and also natural language stuff that they're doing with Acrobat and some of the kind of the PDF functionality, and how you can, grab information from PDFs and use it in an intelligent way using AI. Just nuts. Anyway, I do go on too much, especially when you're supposed to be answering a question. Question number 9 is done. There we go. Oh, hang on a minute. We might have just ruined the whole thing. Let's just pretend that never happened. I'm going to go to question number 10. In what year did Audio-Technica start selling their portable record player, the Soundburger? Look, you've answered, right? You've answered. We're almost at the stage where we read the answers anyway, so I don't feel that's too biggie. I don't think that's too much of a complete idiotic thing to do, because we're almost at the stage where we read the answers. So there you go. You got to stick with your first answer, you see. In what year did Audio-Technica start selling the portable record player, the Soundburger? Now, you remember last week I talked about the Soundburger. Hang on. Which is a really cool piece of kit. I actually had one in the studio here last week, and I played a piece of vinyl on it. And the one that I had in the studio is from 1980, or from 1989, or from 1983, 1990, or the year 2000. That's the question. Where is the original from? So not the new version, which is what I was talking about, because it was in the news section last week, which has a Bluetooth functionality, but in every other way is exactly the same as the original. But the original, when was the original first launched? Was it 1983, 1990, 1989, or year 2000? Gareth Ross, you're right. You should know because I talked about it last week. Okay, just going to check Instagram, make sure that everyone's following along. Let's have a look. White Compass Photography, how you doing? Good to see you. Scott78, Donald Simpson, Harsh but Dave. Okay, cool. Digital Panda, Dan Fletch. Great to see you all. Hi, Joe Mank Talau. Mr. Digital Panda, that's a cool name. Victoria Simkin Cowell. Hi, Victoria. And Matthew Rupert Barnett. Oh, Hot Air Pod. Hot Air Pod. Hot Air Pod. Are you a podcast by any chance? I'm guessing you are. VW Pants. That's what I get when I drive to Lincoln in my T5 California. Good to see you guys and girls. Marvellous stuff. All right, that's it. I think that's question number 10. Done. Are we there? I think we're there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we made it. We finally made it all the way to the end of the quiz. Let's look at the time. 10 minutes to go. That's about right, isn't it? I want to try and take it up to the 60-minute mark, this show. Because, as you know, if you've been with us from the beginning, one of the reasons that I'm running this show today when I can't make my normal Sunday slot is because I wanted to squeeze in a show armed with my new information from technical support and some of the changes that I've made to the settings here on Streamlabs Ultra, the software that enables me to multi-stream. And I want to see if it's worked and whether the stream is solid, because in past weeks it's been really unreliable towards this point of the show. In fact, we'd have probably been finished by now, wouldn't we, guys? So it's looking good. Touching wood. All right, cool. get a new tune on, and we'll go back to question number 1, and we'll see what the answer was. The question was, today's another day to find you shying away. Name that song. I'm sure most of you knew it. And what I want you to tell me in chat with simple numbers is out of 1, because this is question number 1, what did you get? 1 out of 1 or 0 out of 1? Okay, straight away, because the answer is, it's Take On Me. Of course it is. It's rather quirky. That's quirky Scandinavian take on English. Comes up with those lyrics, which out of context can be confusing. I know it seems simple. If you know it, yes. But sometimes it's not that easy. It's like all the air has been sucked out of your brain and you're thinking, I know it, but I can't remember. Now, the answer was Take On Me by a-ha. And it's 1 out of 1 for Ponder. 1 out of 1 for Cloud Strife. How you doing, Cloud Strife? Who else? Brian O'Flynn. Out of 1. Yeah, cool. And that was one of the guesses, Ponder. Well done, mates. Marvellous stuff. Let's see if Instagram are following suit. Clinton99 just joined us. Seabury King95. Jenny Fino, welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. It's great to see you guys. The show normally goes out every Sunday. And we cover everything to do with the pop culture of the 80s and 90s. And anything that's relevant now that is an homage to it, like a remake or a technology that was promised that now we've suddenly got. We do news, chat, and a quiz every Sunday, 9 p.m. James, how you doing? OHJSC in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Coming via Twitch. Lovely to see you, mate. Hope you're well. You just subscribed, mate. Well, it's hugely appreciated, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. I don't have any alerts set up because of the crazy nature, the already overly complex nature of multi-streaming. But I really, really appreciate that. So thank you for telling us. You're crazy. Crazy man. Absolutely crazy. Great stuff. Really, really appreciated it. Okay, right. So let's have a look at question number 2. Who said, yeah, man, but it's a dry heat. I can't sound anything like him. Was it Axel Foley, Ferris Bueller, John McClane, or it was Hudson, guys? It was Aliens, wasn't it? So it would have been someone like Vasquez. Hype Train? You're kidding me, really? I've no idea because I don't get the notifications in the way that I used to do. It's a push 2, Jellytastic. Push 2, bro. He's talking about this, asking me questions about this device. What were we talking about? Yeah, it's a dry heat. I'm sure Vasquez or someone says, God, it's hot in here, meaning kind of where all the eggs are and that, you know, where they're looking for Hadley's Hope, wasn't it? The settlers. And of course, we know that they're the xenomorphs' eggs, or the kind of the victims that have been wrapped up and impregnated. And his reply is, yeah, but it's a dry heat, which I just think is so funny. It's such a funny thing to say. Anyway, brilliant. Well done. If you thought it was Hudson, bravo. 2 out of 2 for Bruce. I got some of you there. Cloud Strife, 2 out of 2 as well. 1 out of 2 for Gareth. It's the atmosphere processor, is it, Bruce 93? Is that where they are? Yeah, because they can't use their guns, can they? That's what they're told. They can't use their guns anyway. Question number 3. In 1999, Sega Dreamcast game developed by Sega featuring the character named Ryu Hazuki. It was, of course, Shenmue, or Shenmue. How do I say it? How could you write that? Could you write it phonetically? One of my favourite games of all time. I follow this great X account, and they just post about Shenmue every day, and I love it. And it's one of the feeds on X that comes up every time I open the app on my phone. There's a new image from Shenmue. Wish Trista was here, she'd tell me how to say it. 3 out of 3 for Bruce 93. Cloud Strife, well done. All looking really, really good. Is it a bit like Tomorrow's World? Well, that's not a bad thing, is it? White Compass photography. In fact, I think that's a compliment. If the show is a bit like Tomorrow's World, that's great. I used to love Tomorrow's World. With Mr. Baxter. Was it Baxter, his surname? Maggie Philbin and the gang. Like me, I'm guessing you were brought up on that. That was a kind of gadget show for the 70s, wasn't it? And 80s, in a way. In fact, I used to say on the gadget show that we should do medical content. I remember having that kind of discussion with the top brass, and they were like, nah, People don't want to talk about surgery when they're having a TV dinner at 7 o'clock. And they're probably right. But I was just trying to channel the success of tomorrow's world. Anyway, back to, where are we? Number 3. Well done. Shenmue. Did anyone try and tell me how to say it? You'll tell me in a minute. Question number 4. Let's have a look. Can you name the game that this iconic music is from? I'm not going to play it again, don't worry. The game was, of course, Outrun. That was fun, wasn't it? That was an absolute blast. Well done. Okay, so Rojash said Shenmue and Crazy Taxi were basically the parents of GTA 3. That's a really interesting idea. Yeah, I've never really thought about that before. I suppose to a certain extent, yeah. There's some playable games in Shenmue, aren't there? Shenmue. Playable arcade games, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Cloud Strife, 4 out of 4 so far. That's very, very good. Right, we're going to click off that and we're going to go to question number 5. Let me know if you've got anyone else got 4 out of 4. Ponder's got 3 out of 4. That's very, very good. 4 out of 4 for Bruise 93. Really doing well, guys. Well done to everybody. Maybe on Instagram, you just pop your scores out of 4. Not many of you are doing that. Just pop it in there. Your scores out of however many answers we've had. Tina, Nath, Rock Lobster 68k. There's someone from the 80s. Generic Milk. Good to see you, Jason. Watched the podcast recently. Great. Made me so happy to see you and Susie together. Round of applause. Well, I can't not mention it. And because you've said so, Generic Milk, I'll give it a plug. Me and Susie Perry from The Gadget Show, Susie Perry of the telly, are back together for the first time in, well, it's a long time. I mean, it's 10 years. And we're back together and we have put together a pilot episode of The Gadget Show podcast, which the episode is now available. You can look at it for free and you can watch it or listen to it. We made sure that we explained everything so you can listen to it, vis-a-vis my point earlier about podcasts. Or you can watch it. We've got a cool little studio. It's in Digbeth, home of the Peaky Blinders, where we used to shoot the original Gadget Show. It's made by several members of the original Gadget Show team, the boss man, the series producer, the producer. And we've just, I think I can say this yet. Yep, I can. We've now committed to doing 4 more episodes, ladies and gentlemen. We're rolling with it as we look for sponsorship for the project and or your patronage via Patreon. And Patreon members can come to the studio, different tiers obviously, but certain tiers can come to the studio, meet me and Susie, get involved in unique conversations and discussions around the content. And there's even a tier where you can enter a Gadget Show competition. It's brilliant. Will it be successful? I don't know. We're hoping it will be. I'm all in. I'm going up there and doing it and we'll see what happens. But it's lovely. And I'm really pleased that Generic Milk, with your fabulous name and your lovely portrait picture, that you enjoyed it. Well done. Marvellous stuff. Right. Question number 5. Right. We'll get rid of that. Question number 6. Here we go. In the original Double Dragon, released in 1987, what was the names of the 2 brothers? Matt and Mike, Billy and Jimmy, Bob and Bill, or Max and Axel? It was Billy and Jimmy. Lee. I think their surname was Lee, wasn't it? Okay, so Rorschach's just telling me that in Shenmue, and no one's told me how to say it properly yet, I'd love you to say in chat, even if you go to Google and have a look at how you pronounce it. The arcade in both games consisted of former games by the same author, e.g. Space Harrier. What, you can actually play it? Could you play Space Harrier within it on your Dreamcast? That's amazing. I'm going to do my own research about Shenmue. Hang on. With me. Shenmue. Pronunciation. Shenmue. Shenmue. There you go. It's been resolved once and for all. It's Shenmue. Not Shenmue. 6 out of 6 so far for Cloud Strife. Did you miss the answer? 6 out of 6. I don't think so. Ponder? I don't think you missed an answer, did you? 6 out of 6. That's Billy and Jimmy. That's the answer. It's Billy and Jimmy. That's question number 5. Oh, God, yeah. You did, yeah. You did miss an answer to question number 4. There you go, buddy. The answer to question number 4. Hang on. is Outrun, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies. Thank you so much for asking. I do appreciate that. The answer to that one was Magical Sound Shower. It's because I got so carried away on the congas during that track. It took me back when we got to the answer, and I forgot to be explicit about that. The answer was Outrun, the answer to that track from Outrun was... Let's just bring the options back up. Question number 5. God, I'm getting so confused here. Hang on. There we go. Was Magical Sound Shower. There you go. That is the correct answer to question number 5. Sorry, I got really confused. You have to forgive me. It's a bit like running the Starship Enterprise. There's various things going on in the background that I don't acknowledge to you or don't show you. And they're rather distracting. And that was a moment then. And I do apologise. Thank you so much for pointing it out, Ponder. Did you get it right, though, Ponder? 5 out of 6. That's much better. Absolutely marvellous. And Bruce is still on 6 out of 6. All right. Sorry for messing that up. Right. Question number 5. We've done 6, haven't we? We've done 6. Yes, we've done 6. And we're going to do 7 now. In the 1980 movie, The Empire Strikes Back, what is the name of the ice planet where the Rebel Alliance sets up a base? Now, Rorschach seemed to suggest that we should all know this. And I know what you mean. It is an easy question. But sometimes when you've got all the answers there, interfering with one another, messing with your mind, you can get it wrong. Although I agree, this is one of the easier questions of the evening. So I like to mix the difficulty levels of the questions. The answer to this question is, of course, it's Hoth. It's the planet of Hoth. Thank you for that review of the Gadget Show, Rorschach, in chat. Gadget Show was always, seemed to me, to be Top Gear crossed with Blue Peter. I agree. You had a Blue Peter badge. Nice. So did I. I wrote to the editor. Biddy Baxter was her name, and I asked her, could I have a badge? And I wrote her a nice poem or something, and she sent me a badge. And I still have that badge, and I'm as proud of it to this day as I ever was. 6 out of 6 for Ponder. We lost you there then, dude. Cloud Strife, 7 out of 7. No, you're... Maybe, did you get that one right, Ponder? Let me know. Bruce 93, 7 out of 7. Good God. And Jedtastic says, get down, Shep. Referring, of course, to Blue Peter. Question number 7. Question number 8. Here we go. Put on a little makeup. Make sure they get your good side. Good side. Great lyrics. Great lyrics. From Rock the Casbah, Let's Dance, Goody Two Shoes, or You Spin Me Round. It was, of course, Adam and the Ants. Goody Two Shoes. I know a lot of you got that because I saw it going into chat. When I asked those questions, I saw you getting it right. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rorschach. Thank you, Rorschach. I will get that right. 7 out of 7 for Ponder. 8 out of 8 for Cloud Strife. God, it's good. Brian O'Flynn, 1 out of 7. Dude, it's all about the taking part. Awesome song. Slopes Games Room. Slopes, how you doing, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a YouTube legend in chat. Amazing maker of fantastic, long-form, retro culture documentaries. Loads of stuff about Kickstarter and stuff. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I had the pleasure of being on a panel at Play Expo in Blackpool last October with that man. And I always wanted to meet him and chat. Because you feel like you know people, don't you, on YouTube or on the telly. Especially YouTube because it's so prodigious. There's so much content there. You can often, certainly some of the podcasters that I listen to on an almost daily basis, I feel like I know them, you know. And I've done it. I've gone up to people at events in London and I've talked to them as if I know them. And I think I scare them. I don't think I scared you, though, Slopes, did I? Is there a prize for Biggest Loser? Brian? No, but maybe there ought to be. I don't know at this stage. Question number 8. There we go. Question number 9. The hidden pick was that. The question was this. Name what movie this part of a poster belongs to. Risky Business, Smoking the Bandit, The Cannonball Run, Back to the Future. I kind of gave it away, but hey, come on. Who cares? It's Back to the Future. What could possibly be wrong about Back to the Future? There's the sort of smoky, steamy, fiery bit just below the car. And the reason I snipped it there is you can't quite see his leg. And you can't see what are the flux bands that go over the top of, the wheel arch, which are very revealing. Until you do that, and then you can see it. You see, let me just make that bigger. Make that really big. Look, go to the. Let's put it in the center of the screen. There you go. So you can see it now. Look, you see if I'd got his leg or his knee or his jeans, you'd have got it. Beautiful. All the details of the DeLorean are in that poster. The flux bands with all of those wires that go over the wheel arch. Look. And then I think you can see, I can't see because my screen's not very, very big, but I think you can see the time circuits reflected in the windscreen. Because the time circuits are, of course, in the panel where the speedo and all that is, on the dashboard. But they're reflected there because of the brilliant artwork. Oh, brilliant. Anyone seen that documentary about Michael J. Fox? Is it on Netflix, is it? Really, really good stuff. Anyway, there we go. Question number 9. If you got that right, Back to the Future. Well, Bruce 93 did because he's got 9 out of 9. Good grief, 9 out of 9 for Cloud Strike. They're going into the final straight out of 9 for Ponder. You could, if they don't get the next one right, but you do, you could tie. Who's going to get there? Yay, says Brian, without even naming his score. He's just saying yay, and I love a bit of yayness. There's nothing, that's yayness, by the way. Let me just go to Instagram. How you doing, Rock Lobster? Luke 029, Warallo. Some more music. JRP Wills, Luke, I've already said that. The Mark Howarth. It's the Mark Howarth, because I was wondering if it was just any old Mark Howarth. Good to see you. Up and down, left, right has just joined. Eddie Corrigan, DJ Cuss. Word up, DJ. Looks like a retro gamer to me with the profile pics. Slopes Games Room is in there. Insta as well. Joined as well on YouTube. I'm flattered. White Compass Photography said, it's fantastic to see you and Susie back together in Digbeth again. Thank you so much, White Company Photography. The old school gadget show was the best. Any chance of bringing back the gadget show live? NEC? Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're at the beginnings of a podcast, and it's kind of, in terms of production, expensive enough to get me and Susie in the room, and there is a room that John Bentley might be joining us for a few shows, and all the tech and all the rest of it. So it's gonna have to work as an outing, as a production, because the great thing about doing it on television is, of course, you get this huge drop of cash from large, high-profile sponsors, and you get a share of advertising revenue immediately, and they've got long-standing relationships with advertisers, and the adverts obviously bookend the show, and so you get that kind of down payment on your investment in time and resources. Whereas doing a video podcast, most people, as you know, most podcasters start off kind of in their bedroom, really, don't they, or in their home office, and the few break out and become lucrative and have a nice studio, but that's not the norm. The norm is that it's low production costs, low production value, and a lot of loyalty. And so what we're trying to build is that kind of vibe, a community. That's why the Patreon is so important to us. So if anyone's interested here, look, at the very least, I would ask all of you listening to the content tonight, I'm not here to advertise the gadget show, but White Compass Photography on Instagram, just mentioned it, so why not? Go to x.com, go to the gadget show's own X or mine, and look at the links to the show, watch it and comment. That's the best thing you can do. Above and beyond that, if you want to join the Patreon, job on. I mean, for the price of a coffee, you get all the content a week early. You pay a little bit more and you get that, plus you get to interact with me and Susie, come to the studio, meet us. And then the top tier, as I said earlier, there's a gadget show competition. So there you go, hopefully. Anyway, marvellous. Thanks a lot, Lobster, as well. Love the love. Liam Core, Indie Links, all about Lincolnshire, my friend. Indie Links, I'll try and look you up on Insta later on. Right, okay, where are we? Are we at the last question now? Is it going to be a 10 out of 10 for Bruce and some of the others in chat? And Cloud Strife? Are we going to get there? Is Ponder going to make it to 9 out of 9? We're going to find out right now as we go to question number 10. In what year did Audio Technica release and start selling the Soundburger, which I showed you last week? I reviewed it in the news last week, and I actually had one in the studio. And the one I had in the studio was one of the originals. It was released in 1983. That's the answer. 1983, not 1990, which I know someone in chat put. Yes, Slopes is pretty awesome, Bruce. Well done. If you got that right, give yourselves a round of applause. I want to see, out of 10, how many people got a 10 out of 10. I know that it's not a very easy thing to do. Gary Saul, nice to see you. Liam AVC Murphy and Stephen McFarlane Design. Lovely to see so much love, so many people coming, so many great comments in chat. It's been really, really great running the show tonight. I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been absolutely superb. What have I just done? There we go. It's been brilliant. I love it. I've so enjoyed the show tonight. And from a technical point of view, apart from the obvious human errors that are down to me, from a technical point of view, he says, touching wood again, I think we've got there. We've got there on YouTube. We've got there on X. We've got there on Twitch. We've got there on Facebook. And we've got there on Instagram. 5 platforms, multi-streaming, way of the exploding show. It doesn't get much better than that. Who's got 10 out of 10? Bruce93's got 10 out of 10. So we give you, sir, a bow and a boom. Absolutely huge. Cloud Strife has got 10 out of 10. If anyone on Instagram got 10 out of 10, they're being very humble because they're not putting it in there. Baz Kane is back. Good to see you. Great to see you. Thank you for joining, Baz. I'll ask you afterwards, maybe when we have a chat later on the phone or whatever, on WhatsApp, what you thought of the show, because I've really enjoyed bringing it to you. That's it for this week's Way of the Exploding Show. I'm not back next week. Normally, folks, if you're new, I stream on a Sunday, not a Saturday. I just did that because of the Easter family commitments. I stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. except next Sunday. For whatever reason, I'll be back. But the great news is the technical gremlins have been swept away. We are back. The show runs. It's smooth. The technical work sessions that I did with the service providers that I use clearly worked. They know their stuff, so thanks to them. Yay, Grassamaniac. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been brilliant. Have a great Easter. Get out there and enjoy. I hope the weather's good. And I'll see you for more shenanigans on, I don't know what date it is. Would it be the 14th? Would it be next the Sunday? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. It's going to be Sunday the 14th for more Way of the Exploding Show. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Easter. See you next time.